today put the spotlight on Encubay. It's a global diversity-focused network, which is the Encubay Angel Network, a network of angels and entrepreneurs. And we've got Deeksha Ahuja. She's our female entrepreneur today who is celebrating and we want to talk to. Thank you so much for taking time out. And, you know, I believe you were really hustling as an entrepreneur back in the day. You started your venture back in 2013. Tell us a little bit more about the challenges that you experienced then. There was really a lack of women in the startup forum space.
Yeah, so I've been an entrepreneur for more than over 13 years now. And I started my first venture back in 2012 in the education space. Back then, there was really no ecosystem of startups in the country, hardly any women who were, launching their own companies. And EdTech also didn't exist. So I built a company ground up from scratch, realized how lonely I was and how it was very tough for, women and girls to run businesses back then. So built up the company till, about 2016, 17, realized that lack of networks was my biggest challenge. And hence, post that, started doing my research for my next venture, which was going to be to solve for, the lack of access that female founders have in the startup ecosystem. So I spent the next couple of years talking to almost about 1,000 odd founders, female founders in the country and a few outside, to understand what was stopping their growth, what were the challenges they were facing, and three main challenges came through. One was all of them did not feel that their ideas were good enough and that they could be really big visionary companies, even though the ideas were fantastic. The other observation was a lot of them did not understand how funding, and money works in a venture ecosystem. And they didn't realize that they could actually raise money to scale. And third, of course, was, something that I faced as well, as where women said, we don't know who to reach out to when we start a venture, right? Who are the experts? Who are the investors? And that's what kind of brought me to my current venture that I launched 4 years ago in 2020 called Encubay, that brings together the entire ecosystem under one platform, may it be experts, investors, corporates, banks, tech companies, and we give access of this to female founders in India and Middle East who are looking to, build their ventures in the early to growth stage.
And the stats really speak for themselves, Deeksha, because out of over 10,000 plus angel investors in India, I think it's only just about 1% or so that are women. Why do you think really that is?
I think in the past, women have been active in the professional world only in the past 20 years, right? And that started with them maybe taking up more corporate jobs. The startup ecosystem requires you to really build something on your own. Today, as a male, if you want to step out and you want to start a company, you'll call 5 of your friends. Someone's saying, okay, I'll invest a little bit in your company. Someone will say, I'll join you. Someone will say, I'll give you business. Women don't have those networks, to be very honest, right? And that has been the largest factor for them not being able to scale and raise as well as their male counterparts. The other thing is, I think women and men are built very differently when it comes to looking at scale. Women prefer to build a model that works properly first and then look about scaling or, look about raising funds. However, men are just probably a lot more risk-taking, right? So for them, it's about raising money first, making it bigger. And that's what we see in the media, right? So I don't think either of them are wrong. It's just the trajectories of how women build versus men build. And to your point of lack of awareness, yes, most networks and forums that were present, at least when I was starting a business 10 years ago, were very devoid of women, right? A lot of them were, would either meet in the late evenings where it's just, probably not possible for a lot of women to be part of. I remember going for events, to be very honest, where among a group of 100 people, I'd probably be the only one or two, girl out there. And that gets intimidating, right? So it was just some of these attributes that sort of really stopped women from being at the, middle of what activities going on in the startup ecosystem. And you and I both know that to be able to raise and scale, you as a founder need to be extremely well known within networks, right? Whether it's, to get your product or service scaled up, or whether it's to help you raise funds from investors.
So how exactly do you guys come in at Encubay Angel Network? Which are some of the companies that you've invested in, and what is the kind of growth plan that you've charted out?
Yeah, so we started in 2020. Now the network is almost 10,000 stakeholders strong, with 50% of them being female founders. We have directly and indirectly worked with almost about 5,000 odd founders in the way of, helping them with access to our network, a lot of events, conferences. We do a lot of international trade delegations, connecting them to investors. As an angel network, we've invested in 10 odd companies. Some of them are to the likes of, Gladful, which is, a protein snacking company for children. There's a company called Bread Company that does baked goods across tier 2, tier 3 India. There's a platform called Eco Ratings, which helps businesses understand their sustainability score. We've invested in beauty, in women's health, in, AI. So it's been across the spectrum. But the way that I look at it, I think we've not scratched the surface when it comes to funding. There's a lot of scope, or there's a lot of need to actually make female founded businesses more fundraising ready, from an ecosystem point of view as well as from a founder point of view. From a founder point of view, we actually ran one of the most, you can say, premier programs in association with the US Consulate. We work very closely with the US Consulate, and we called it the Fempreneurs Upskilling Program, which was a 4-month journey to really help women understand how do you navigate fundraising, what kind of goes into that. And then, of course, helping them with really warm introductions to founders. We do something called Founder Mixers, which is our twist on pitch nights, because we feel, you need to meet investors without the pressure of just pitching. On the industry side, very recently this year, we launched something called the Gender VC Council, which is an independent body that will track the data and come out with trends as to how much of VC funding actually goes to female-led, co-led ventures, and also lay down best practices for funds in the country as to how they can invest more of their AUM in female-founded startups.
So how exactly does it work? Assuming I'm an entrepreneur, how do I connect with you guys at Encubay Angel? How is it going to benefit me? Is it a payment model? How does it work?
Yeah, yes, we are a membership-driven network. There are 2 ways that female founders can join the network. One is, of course, if they join to be a member, and our membership is designed around 3 aspects of either women who want to raise capital, either women who want to scale their ventures, increase revenue, or go global, right? And we've put together all of our learnings in the past 4 years in terms of what is it that women lacked and needed, and brought this about into a membership, right? So this is not just a WhatsApp group or a community. We are a very structured business network, right? Which involves you getting growth consulting from experts across domain areas, because we realize women need expertise and experts to guide them on whether it's technology, whether it's marketing, whether it's fundraising. So we've built a growth consulting platform that's actually head by a lady called Shantani Nihalini. She used to head PayPal in India for past 10 years. Now she's come on board to help us structure that. Apart from growth consulting, we also help female founders build their personal and business brands. We realize women don't talk about their ventures, so we help them build their brands across our networks on LinkedIn, social media, and a lot of the event opportunities that we give them to attend. They get access to master classes, they get access to networking events. We do a signature program called Power Circle, which is monthly networking events for female founders across 6 cities right now: Bombay, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, and Dubai. And soon we'll be launching in a couple of more cities and countries. And of course, they get access to a lot of tech credits to reduce their costs of running a business. So the membership is a very exclusive membership. It's only we only give this to 100 odd female founders every year, and this year we just announced it just about 5 weeks ago. So yeah, if you're a female founder out there, you can apply for membership. The other model of you to engage with us is if you feel that you are at that sort of cusp of growth, and you really want Encubay to guide you, support you in your end-to-end growth journey. We end up taking equity in some of your companies, and there's an Encubay network company model, right, where we really become the extended founding team. That's it for female founders, but the network is open for memberships from a lot of corporates, a lot of people who want to angel invest in female founders, and of course funds who are very actively looking to deploy more capital into startups.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.